lot of people are disappointed about the BRICS meeting and the formulation of all those nations and how they clearly do not represent the 10 kings. And he even had our great brothers, Bob Barber and his friends on Uptime, trying to say like, yeah, but there's like just certain representatives of all these bodies and that's still the 10 kings. And no, come on. It's not. It's clearly not. So what does that do? It's like, does that change? Even the fact that it's not, clearly. Or however it looks right now. Because look, the formulation of those nations are not the Antichrist people. The one world government and the leader of it all, it's not including the descendants of Titus and those people, they do call the Antichrist an Assyrian, but he may have some Assyrian blood in him, but that's more of a title when it's clearly referenced that he will be from the descendant of the prince that destroyed the temple. Some people have said, oh, well, Titus was Assyrian, he wasn't a Roman. Okay, that's a cool study, actually. I get it. But it seems pretty clear that nevertheless, my point is, like I said last time, the restrainer is still on the planet. So you're not gonna see the full manifestation of what certain things are gonna look like until after the rapture. So my point is, that actually gives even more hope that the rapture is soon, because look at how close it looks. It does look like certain things, but it's not it. It cannot form until the rapture happens. So we're right there. Dude, when the rapture occurs, the whole world is going to be a completely different place. I'm a believer that Jesus' harvest, his bride, is huge and bountiful. First fruits of many brothers. People try to say, oh, I've heard some people say, broad is the way to destruction and narrow is the way. There are few who find it. And Jesus said that. And that means there's only going to be a few people in heaven. Well, fortunately, that's not what he's talking about. The narrow way is him, one man. You cannot enter the Father's house except through the narrow gate. And that gate is Jesus Christ. But Jesus' harvest is going to be huge. Calculate all the children under the age of, 13, 14, maybe all the way up to 16 compared to what that person's accountability, only the Lord knows. But let the children come to me, Jesus said. All the children are going to go in the rapture. How many children are on the planet? Half? So like 3 bills? The devastation of people who were not believers and not born again and having their children be completely disappeared all over the world. And then you've got the actual body of Christ, and you even have those who called out to Jesus and got signed, sealed, and delivered, and then you never... What if the seed of faith in them was just a tiny seed that's enough to get salvation? Paul says that there will be some who escape by fire, and it'll be like the skin of their teeth that they'll get into heaven. Those are the ones that in your bed late at night you cried out to Jesus and you gave your heart to Jesus one time, and you woke up and you didn't pursue it. You didn't pursue a relationship with Jesus. Your reward in heaven will be salvation, but you may not sit very close to the guy because you didn't know each other very well. You'll get to know the Lord in heaven. But all those warnings, Lord, Lord, many will say, Lord, Lord, I did this, I did that. And Jesus will say, I never knew you. Well, that's not the church. He's talking to the Jews, unfortunately for his brothers, that rejected him. And then the wedding feast, the door's going to close. They don't get married to Jesus. They have to stay here during the tribulation. So anyway, I'll do a whole thing on that again. But the system is not here until the rapture, so we can take it easy.